Hi everyone, welcome back to From Eggs to Legs, a series that invites you to reconnect with the amazing wonders of the natural world. In this episode, we will release the frogs, salamanders, and toads back into the wild. Over the last 6 months, I have spent a considerable amount of time caring for them, and as a result, I've become quite attached. I am a little sad to see them all go, but their home is in the wild, and the time has come for them to make that journey back. Lola and Daisy are from a group of 5 bullfrog tadpoles that I had raised during the summer of 2022. 3 of them had completed their metamorphosis over the period of just a few months, and they were released back into the wild. But Lola and Daisy had paused their transformation in about October of 2022, just after their back legs had formed. But by the following spring, they had resumed their metamorphosis and their front legs quickly appeared. Soon after, they began to absorb their tails and they were ready to come on land by June. It is rare that I see them now, as they tend to hide during the day and only really come out at night to hunt the crickets that I provide. One night, I saw Lola doing this, and it really made me realize that she was looking to go further, that she wanted more than this tank could provide. I realized that this just wasn't enough for her or Daisy, and I knew they were ready to go back home, and I was ready to see them off. There are plenty of hiding spots for them in this tank, and I was a little nervous about catching them because they're quick jumpers and excellent swimmers. I was worried because I didn't want to risk one of them jumping out of the tank and then becoming a meal for my dogs, Baxter and Cooper, who are notorious gangsters. And I think they also hate frogs. There's Lola. She's a little bigger than Daisy and definitely has a lot more energy. Daisy has always been sweet and a lot calmer than Lola. I will miss them both. It was really amazing to watch these salamanders evolve at such different rates. Some grew quickly, while others seemed to grow at half the speed. I have so many, and as much as I would like to keep each and every one of them, I'm only going to keep 10, and the rest will go back to where I found them, in the wild. There are about 60 salamanders in this tank, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find them. I'll use these containers to transport them back to the woods. With so many in the tank, I know that at least one will be under everything I lift up. Well, I guess I found their favorite spot. Each one seems to have their own personality, and it was really interesting to watch them react to me. Some play dead, others try and run, and some just hang out and look at me. Some are very active, and others are shy and immediately look for shelter when I uncover them. I can't help but wonder what they will think of their new home in the woods. It seemed like the more I took out, the more I found. Some just didn't want to leave. As I said, I will keep 10, and my hope is that I will get to see them breed in 2 to 3 years. Okay, that's it. They are ready to go.
Oh, they're climbing out.
Oh, no, get down.
They're using each other as a step ladder.
I will also be keeping the runt of the litter, which I've named Peaches. If I had to guess, I think that she's about 3 to 4 weeks away from coming out of the water. The American toads. Like the salamanders, the toads also grew at very different rates. They all came out of the water in this tank, and then were transferred to smaller tanks based on their sizes as they continued to grow. Unfortunately, I do not have very much footage of the toads as I prepared them to travel back to the woods. It was a simple case of thinking I was recording while I actually was not recording. They were difficult to catch though because they are so tiny, and I was afraid to crush them with my hands while I was picking them up. Okay, everyone is packed up and ready to go. Time to head to the woods. I am returning everyone back to the spots where I found them in May. It's so different at this time of the year. The plants have completely taken over the entire shoreline. I really loved raising the toads, and I'm excited that they'll have a chance at survival in their natural habitat. I wish them well and hope they live long lives. If I ever cross paths with a toad in these woods, I'll always wonder if it's one of mine. It is really nice to have that feeling and those thoughts, and I'm just really thankful for this experience. Lola and Daisy. I had to travel to the other side of the lake to release Lola and Daisy to the spot where I had found them. Of all the animals, They have been with me for the longest. Once they became frogs, I didn't see them as much, but we definitely formed a bond when they were young. First up was Daisy. Daisy was always a little smaller than her siblings, and when she was a tadpole, she would always swim to the front of her tank and just watch me while I cleaned them and fed the salamanders. She was always very curious. I hope she wasn't afraid and her pause was just to say goodbye. Now it was Lola's turn. She didn't waste any time hopping towards her next adventure. I was excited to see her joy in her newfound freedom. Now it is time for the salamanders, the final stop of the day. I brought them back to the same spot where I found them in April. It looks like there are plenty of hiding spots for them, and it really felt good being back there. I wanted to release them in different areas around the spot where I had found their eggs.
Who's the first one to go?
Goodbye, little Geppetto.
Somebody to hang out with.
Spotted and unspotted.
This one was curious and definitely ready to explore. I decided to release the rest of them around this log because it was just such a beautiful spot.
Do you need some help?
Some of them hung out on the top before they scurried away and found somewhere else to hide underneath. They looked so excited to have their freedom. For me, it's bittersweet. I had so many salamanders, and because they grew at such different rates, I needed to make a second trip in the middle of October to release the remaining salamanders, which were not out of the water at the time of the last release. I released them in the same area I released the others a few weeks ago. part of me was hoping that they would find each other and the older ones would welcome them home.
Yep.
If you told me as little as 2 years ago that I would become friends with this many salamanders, I wouldn't have believed you.
We're going the wrong way.
But the truth is,
He's like, "I wanna
these
come
little
home."
creatures and the frogs and toads, each of them have their own unique personality. I don't know if they have a soul, but when I look into their eyes, I genuinely see something there. I hope that when they look at me, they see a friend. I have a connection with them now. It's special, and I'm thankful that I was able to experience it all and share it with you. Thank you very much for watching From Eggs to Legs.